Hi, welcome to the show. My name is Dr. Todd Austin, and this is the Dr. Todd Show, also known as the Toastmaster Todd Show. You may also know me from coldlaser.tv. And my guest today on the show is Mr. Clint Willett.
Hi, Doctor. Good to see you.
You too. And Clint is from St. Louis, and he runs a business where he educates people about a pretty fascinating technology known as Biomat infrared technology. So we've already had Clint on another episode of the show where he went into some pretty good detail about how the Biomat works. But this time I've asked him back on the show so he can demonstrate and actually show you a Biomat. So that's what we're going to focus on today. So would you
Wonderful.
like to show us the
Yes,
Biomat?
that'd be great. You asked me to bring it in, so we have a little sample demo to visually explain. So this is a small version of the mini-mat Biomat. There's two different sizes that people tend to find. The most popular are the longer, that is the size of a massage table or a chiropractic table. And that's about 3 times the size of this. So this is, at first glance, it just looks like a pad, or even a heating pad. What it has is a Texas Instrument computer here that is pulsing infrared and ions through 17 layers of technology that are stacked. They're superconductors and magnifiers, amplifiers of the infrared that make it go 6 to 8 inches inside the body, evenly, thoroughly.
And even through clothes, and even through sheets, blankets, if you're sleeping with.
Exactly, right. So from the previous interview I shared, I've had one for 9 years, and it started being a business this last year. I have seen so many results over the years, including my own family members, my parents and relatives and athletes, and pretty much A to Z, and that's why I became a business, because we just know it works. And how it works is it's invisible light that's going, so imagine the air around us always has infrared and photons. However, what this does is a specialized technology that started 40 years ago that pulses the waves inside the body. It goes inside the body like a cleaning crew. Cleaning crew that's it works on relieving pain, rebuilding muscles, tissues, and there's different settings here. So there's with or without heat. There's based on a Nobel Prize in medicine, with or without the heat, and different settings. So it's similar to going to infrared sauna, however, it's in the comfort of your home or your chair.
True.
So we've seen it, or even with athletes.
Or in the comfort of your chiropractor.
Or your chiropractor's office, exactly. So that's been wonderful. I've been receiving chiropractic care since high school. I'm an athlete, ran a couple marathons. It's really exciting to see this with sports recovery, as well as just general aging. I watched my own mom have one for 5 years, and my dad, and we watched them have less pain and even reduce some of their pain meds and have more flexibility and mobility. So again, I want you to imagine, if you will, I'm a teacher at heart, so it's fun to give the metaphor of an invisible aquarium of light that's 6 to 8 inches tall. And anywhere there's contact of the skin, someone's sitting on it or wrapping around an injury, a leg, a back, it's going to go in there and repair.
So, for example,
sure.
So if I had an elbow issue, we would just wrap the Biomat around like that.
Right.
And we'd put it on the appropriate setting.
Exactly. And different, whether it's a power booster session of 10 to 15 minutes to 20 minutes, or in a longer period of an hour or 2 hours. So we've been working with Olympic team doctors, as well as some high-level class athletes, Olympic team athletes as well, who've had the Biomats, who have them practicing in their clinics, or they have received such a result. They've actually, some of the Olympic team and that level of quality of athletes who've mentioned it in their books themselves. So it's been really exciting to see results, and we're a fan of the toolbox.
Oh yes.
And we keep seeing this to be a valuable tool to see if that's a good thing for. Oh, the other thing, lactic acid. It really helps a lot with pulling in between workouts, pulling out lactic acid, or being able to create a little bit of a detoxing to make the cells just be healthier. We really want to focus on quality of life and what is the best method for each person. It's got to establish it. That's part of their wellness toolbox.
True. And another thing that I'd like to add,
Yeah, please.
is that I'm a big fan with the cold lasers. I'm a big fan of pre and post surgical cold laser therapy. So if a person's going to go in for a hip surgery or a shoulder surgery or whatever, I'm going to make sure to laser them several times pre-surgery, several times post-surgery. I have an episode about that, coldlaser.tv number 7, but I have found that the Biomat helps along the same principle. So if I've got a patient that is in need of surgery, it makes sense to pre-surgically and post-surgically use the Biomat as well to speed up that recovery time.
Right, that's wonderful. And if I may add a little more to that.
Sure.
Okay, I work with an Olympic team doctor in the St. Louis area, and they themselves had used cold laser as well in their treatment of athletes, as well as, and then they were traveling around the world,
Oh, yeah.
With the Olympic team, and they used cold laser, had great results, and used this as a conjunct together.
As an adjunct.
As an adjunct,
Okay.
exactly. And what we saw, they were using another form of infrared technology that was only going 4 inches inside the body. Then they got introduced. I introduced them to this. They did their own research and experience with it, and because it's going 6 to 8 inches, they got so many more results, deeper level with this, that they use it in their practice and with their own family members. Well, one of the family members of the Olympic team doctor is a high-level basketball standout player, had an ACL injury. That's usually that's an eight month. That's a long heel. ACLs. Turns out that by using the Biomat and cold laser together, almost every day to every other day, that basketball standout athlete was back on the court in 4 months, 100%. And the orthopedic surgeons were all kind of shaking their head like, we haven't seen this before. They even wrote it up as an article, because the healing and the health that happens with the infrared and the ions gets in there and really regenerates it, either before the surgery or after the surgery. And it was really exciting to see her playing back on the court, as a result of the therapy.
So definitely exciting success story, and that's one of the reasons that when I ran into Clint, I'm like, I gotta get to know this guy better, because I'm all about using. He's as passionate about the Biomats as I am about the cold lasers.
Yes.
So, anything we can do to help the patient, that's what it's all about. Or anything we can do to help a patient to do something at home, whether it's to have their own at-home cold laser or whether it's to have their at-home Biomat as well. So, thank you for joining me on the show today,
Wonderful.
Clint. I appreciate it. Quality
Super.
information.
Great. Thanks, Doc.
Okay.
Appreciate it.